Hey, it's Tanvi and welcome back to my channel. On today's episode of Kitchen Treks, we're going to be making a braided bread, specifically a Polish Chalka. Now, Chalka is actually an Easter and Christmas tradition, but it's enjoyed all year long as well. It's going to be an adventure because this is going to be my first time having to proof bread, and I don't know how that's going to turn out. But let's get started. For the first step, we're going to heat up 1 cup of whole milk. You just want to scald this. While your milk is scalding, you also want to start measuring out your butter, sugar, and salt. So we're going to get 1 cup of sugar up. That's just 2 sticks of butter. That was easy. I'm just going to chop this up so it melts easily, but you don't have to. I'm going to place this to the side and heat it up for around 10 seconds so it melts. While the butter is melting, we want to also measure out 1 cup of sugar and 1 teaspoon of salt. Now that the butter is melted, and it took me like a minute, not 10 seconds, to get the cup of butter melted, we're gonna add it into the sugar and the salt. Gonna give that a mix. So I'm checking back on the milk, and as you can see, there's kind of a little film at the top. That's when you know that it's scalded. So let's take this off the heat and add it to our butter sugar mixture. I'm just gonna be straining the milk into this butter sugar mixture. I don't want that layer of fat that's on the bottom to go into this mixture. Now we give this a stir, and right now this mixture is really hot, so we want to let it cool and become kind of lukewarm to about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. While we wait for this to cool, we are going to prepare our yeast. In order to work with the yeast, you're just gonna need 1/4 cup of water and just warm it up in the microwave. I did it for 30 seconds, but I think 15 seconds is fine. This isn't warm, this is really hot. So I'm gonna let that cool, but you're just gonna need 2 packets of 1/4 ounce, 2 1/4 ounces of active dry yeast. So 1/2 ounce. So my water has cooled down a bit and now it's warm. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in 2 packets of active dry yeast. To activate it, I'm just gonna stir it up. How does this smell? Now that it's pretty much mixed and my butter, sugar, milk mixture has cooled a bit, I am gonna go ahead and put this yeast into it. This is supposedly the easiest part, and yet it's taking me so long. I'm gonna mix that up again and then add in 2 eggs. Now that I've combined this mixture to the best of my ability, I'm gonna go ahead and add it to my stand mixer bowl. To this mixture, you're gonna add in 3 cups of flour. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a little bit of a stir so it doesn't spill everywhere when I put it into my stand mixer. I'm mixing this until it's combined. So all of the dough has pretty much mixed up now, so now I'm gonna add in the rest of the dough. I'm gonna mix this now on the level 2 setting for about 5 minutes. This is after 5 minutes of letting the stand mixer stir. Since it's been 5 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. And lift this dough out of here. And I've gotten a large container and I've greased it with butter. And all we're gonna do at this step is flip this dough into this container. Yes. I'm gonna let it coat this pot a bit so that all of it's greased basically. But then I'm just gonna let it rest. The last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cover, I don't like cling wrap. Okay, simply gonna cover it up and I'm gonna make sure there's no air. And I'm gonna let this rise for 1 hour. This is the easiest part. I tied my hair up because we're working with dough now. So, ooh. So I don't know if this is doubled in size, but there is gonna be a second proof. So that's when it can double maybe. But I'm just gonna punch this down. I'm not sure what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. I'm gonna get some parchment paper. You don't wanna use that much flour. The less flour you use at this step, the better. But I'm just gonna put the dough out here. I can't find my dough cutter, so I'm just gonna use this sharp kind of spatula, and I'm gonna cut this dough into 3 equal parts. Yeah, this is pretty good. So I am going to roll out this dough just on this surface. So it's about 14 inches long. I'm gonna repeat that, and I'm gonna take the ends and mold them together. Then I'm gonna start braiding this bread like you would braid hair. If you can remember how to braid hair, because I can't. Yeah, there you go. But with this, you just want to let this proof again, kind of just cover this up loosely. It doesn't have to be perfect. And let this rise for 30 more minutes. Here are my 2 Chalkas ready for their second proof. I am very scared to see how this is gonna turn out. That was the ice maker. Okay, so we are back. It's been over 30 minutes and I don't see any rise. It didn't rise. And I think it's because my house is really cold and I think it needs warmth to rise, which there is no warmth. But let's give it an egg wash. It's good to be positive. It's all gonna turn out wonderful. It's gonna be delicious. But yeah, all I'm doing right now is giving this a nice little egg wash. But we're only gonna be baking this for around 30 minutes. The smaller loaf I'll probably keep in for 20 minutes, but I'm gonna keep checking it. This is going into the oven for 30 minutes. Ooh, okay. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes. I do think they're kind of cooking at the same time. So maybe I leave it in, both of them in, for 10 more minutes, even the small one. Oh my God. They're golden brown, which means they're ready. So I'm just gonna take these out and let them cool and then slice them open. Okay, so I know that Paul Hollywood would definitely say that it's underproofed, and I would have to agree, But since it's my first time and it doesn't have a soggy bottom and it's completely cooked and it's not raw in the middle, I would say that this is a win. So if you weren't planning on making this for Easter before you watch this video, definitely do, because it's delicious, it's subtly sweet, and it's just amazing. And I'm gonna make it every year, and every year I'm gonna get better. Anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.